want to talk to you today about high-speed chases, right? So, one high-speed chase in particular, one that I was convicted of. So, I'm on my way to sell this bike to a woman, right? It's a really nice bike. It was like a beach cruiser, big pink and black one. This woman wanted, she was going to give me like $250 for it. It was pretty nice little bike, not like a high-end bike or nothing like that, but it was worth a couple $100. It was all pink and black, and I couldn't fit it in my car. Right? So I told my mom, I said, hey, I need your van. My mom had one of those old transporters, looked like a Chrysler Transporter, a Plymouth Transporter or something like that. Chevy Lumina van. I don't know if you've ever seen a Chevy Lumina van. It looks like a damn spaceship. Stupid window in the front, whatever. So I load this bike up in the back of the thing and I head to the spot. Well, I got the heat on me and I got some other shit on me. And they try to pull me, right? They try to pull me. So I did. I skirt on them, right? I got the thing on me. I'm not going to let them catch me. So I'm dipping. I get away. I'm maybe 8 or 9 blocks away, dog. I hit a couple corners of straightaway. I hit a fucking straightaway. I'm doing like 70 or 80 on the side streets. I get away. I hit a big dip, like boom, 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 messed up the car. So I get away, and now I'm cruising and I hit a one-way. I hit one that's a one-way, and it's all a bunch of construction signs, like cones and like one-way sign and one-way only and lights and da-da-da. I said, well, shit, I don't got a choice here, right? So I make a left and I'm going down the one-way. I don't got no other way. And I'm on Old Wadsworth Road. Old Wadsworth Road is where it leads you to the police station. So I drive to the goddamn Arvada police station after a high-speed chase. My people just got here. I might have to cut this short. Sorry about that. The homie showed up and we had to do some videos, but no worries. It's a beautiful day, and here we go. So anyway, I get away from. I drive all the way to the Arvada police station. Right? Now, I don't know Arvada at the time. I asked friends from Arvada, but I don't know Arvada like this. I'm from inner city. I'm from Denver proper, right? I'm out here messing around in the suburbs. So I drive to the Arvada police station. So I'm cruising. Here we go. I see a cop car pull out in front of me, right? He pulls out in front of me, and he's driving, and I'm behind him. I'm maybe, 50, 60 yards behind him, right? So he's driving and I'm driving, and he starts slowing down, so I start slowing down, and then so he stops, so I stop, and that fool hits his lights, right? As soon as he hits his lights, I threw that bitch in reverse. Boom. So now I'm getting it backwards. I'm doing about 35 backwards. And I was doing good for a minute, and I think I hit one of those cones or some shit like that. I hit something, and whenever I hit something, I said, okay, well, spin it. You know what I mean? Jason Bourne that shit. So I spun that bitch, and I made it. Spun it all the way around. Boom, I'm gone. Take off. Same thing again. I already know how they do. They won't chase you. If you start going crazy speeds in residential areas, they won't chase you. If you're doing like 80 on a side street, they'll call that shit off. I already know. So I hit a couple corners, take off down the thing, take off down a straightaway, burn them, pull off to the side, park that bitch, because the homie whose house that I started this video at, he was living right there, right? So I park that bitch and I run down to the homie's house. I make it. I'm clean away, but it's my mom's shit, right? My mom's car. So get there. I tell him what happened. I said, hey man, he goes, well, here, smoke a joint. So we smoke a joint. We're chilling, kicking it. I go back and I look over the fence. They still ain't found the car. They still ain't found the van. I said, fuck, man, maybe I'm good. Maybe I beat them that cold. I jump over the fence. As soon as I jump over the fence, like as soon as my feet hit the ground on the other side of the fence, there was just cops swarming. So I turned around and jumped back over the fence, and by the time I got back over, my fat ass got back over the fence, it was done. All right? So they wrapped me up. took me to jail. I said, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. I don't really give him a story. I don't even talk to him. So I'm in jail. They come at me with a deal. Now, see, here's the kicker. Here's the cold part about it, right? How it all worked out is that I go to jail and they tell me, go back to prison. 3 years, go back to prison. Now, this is Jefferson County, Colorado. This is the same county that I had been involved in the burglary of the task force officer's house, the West Metro task force officer's house. I had already been convicted of this and did my time for it. So I caught another charge now, and they say, so they're like, nah, go back to prison. So I said, fuck these fools, I bond out, right? I'm gone. Missed the court dates, I already know that they're coming for me. I said, well, fuck it. If I'm going back to prison, I'm gonna make a time of it, right? So I go for it. You know what I mean? Maybe after like 6 months, no, maybe after 4 months, Dog the Bounty Hunter shows up at SD's crib. The same dude that I'm talking about, SD, the same one that where I started this video. They show up at his house and they hit his house with all these cameras and everything looking for me. They can't find me. Apparently, I didn't bond out with him, but apparently one of his affiliates had contracted him. Somebody contracted him to come get me. And I guess he looked at me and was like, oh, this dude's a good target, right? So they come looking for me. They tell SD, hey, you know, he was like, man, I don't know where that fool is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where he's at. Sorry. I wasn't even fucking with that fool at the time. Not because nothing wrong, but just because I was doing my own thing with some woman. I was living with some woman. So, and they hit his house. This is how dirty. Let me tell you how dog works, too. This is how dog works. That fool hits you one time and says, he hits you with the cameras on, and then if you don't cooperate, they'll turn the cameras off, and they'll offer you money, because that's how they were making. So what they did was, is they offered SD, they offered him 5 racks to let me go. They turned the cameras off, and they offered him 5 racks to let me go. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I can't help you. He was like, I'll try, though. And he did tell me, he did call me and tell me, he's like, hey, homie, I know you ain't doing nothing good. He's like, if you want to split this reward money, we could take it. I was like, nah, I'm going to do my thing. He's like, all right. So he did offer me the half the money, though. He's like, we could throw that money at a lawyer and try to fucking get you a better deal so you're not going to prison, because that's the only deal that they offered me. Prison, right? I said, nah, fuck that. So I go on horrendous crime spree, doing a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to go into, but I got caught for another burglary. I got caught for another house burglary, hitting houses, and I did this time. Whenever I get hit in Arapahoe County, Colorado. I have no business with Arapahoe County. I never been in trouble. They don't have any stigmas about me. I never robbed one of their cops' houses, right? So I get to talking to them in Arapahoe County, and I'm like, hey, man, you know, I went in at 18 years old. You guys could at least, like, try to give me a chance at somewhere, at a halfway house or something. I did the pen. That's all I've ever done is the pen. Could we try something else this time? You know? And they listened. They listened. They didn't have that. So that's what's so crazy is Jefferson County offers me to go to prison. I bond out, go commit a bunch more felonies, like 3 more felonies, catch 3 more felonies, and Arapahoe County's like, yeah, this dude probably needs to go to like rehab. He probably needs a chance or something like that, right? So that is what it is, though, I guess. You know, that's what you get when you hit a cop's house. But so let's see, where was that story going? Well, that's the only high-speed chase I've ever been convicted of. They were ubiquitous there for a while, amongst the homies. But yeah, I think that's the end of this story. Later, everybody.